You got it. I think I gotta go got it here.
Oh, no, be quiet. Now we're live. Hold on. Hello, it's Renee, the Practical Shaman. Look at this. I've done it so many times I can walk and talk at the same time while I'm sharing this to several channels on Facebook. We're live here with Deborah Strafuss, but hold off a second before I'm going to turn it over to her because I want to share it in a couple of places. We've got something great coming for you. She's got a lot going on over there, and she's another one of our Windies, another one of our apprenticeship graduates, and has a lot to offer, a lot to share. And I think you're going to love this presentation because I know she's been working hard at it, and she is ready to rock the world. I can tell. Look at this beautiful setting she's in, and her altar is absolutely beautiful. And I like that you're sitting there ready to go. And I'm going to let you take it away from here.
Beautiful. Thank you, Renee. So welcome. I'm Deborah Strafuss, as Renee said, and it is just a joy and a pleasure to be here with you this afternoon. I know it's noon where you are, but it's 3 where I am on the East Coast. And already the day is beginning to wane. You can feel the lessening of the light. You can sense the beginning of the closing down of the energy of the day. So it is in this space that I come to you, one that you'll be going into as we quiet down, begin to center and focus. So I know this has been an absolutely amazing journey on this Solstice Fire Tenders. And Renee, again, I, along with so many others, just want to take the time to thank you incredibly for holding this space for all of us to come together. And like Katricia, I'm going to go by the set because I just love being able to sit down quietly at the end of the day and pick out which one I want to listen to again or one that I haven't heard yet. So really, really special offering and a wonderful way to go through the winter, the dark winter nights with these beautiful recordings. So thank you. And I want to introduce you a little bit to what we're doing today. This will be a ceremony, a sweet little ceremony that the winds gave me. But I'm going to talk to you about a couple things first. And one of the things I want to introduce you to, this is the first time I've used them. I've been attracted to runes lately. And I picked up a little a rune sack at the health fair in November. And they've been sitting here near my altar, and I welcomed them and did all the lovely things, but I haven't used them. And today, I just got this whispered in my ear to use them, so I wanted to introduce you to a few of the runes. You won't be able to see them very well, but this one looks like a bee, and it actually sort of is. And these are German, by the way. They're Germanic in origin, which is where some of my spiritual ancestry lies. And so I can understand the attraction to them. And this is, let me tell you who she is. She's Birkana, and it means birch twig or trees. And I love birch trees. Feminine in nature signifies birth, new beginnings, creation, pregnancy, fresh perspectives, and bursts of creativity. I love that. And then our next one is Fehu. Little guy here looks like a funny F with 3 little marks on the top. And it means cattle, now that you've had that laugh. But cattle were a measure of wealth to the ancients. So Fehu implies riches, property, movable assets, good health, good fortune, fertility, emotional and spiritual riches, and good energy. So that one's lovely. And then our final one down here is, I don't know if I'm saying right, Gebo means gift. And gift, a gift like Mari, made me think of Mari. A gift can be a present, an attribute, a skill, or an ability. Gabo also means forgiveness, the greatest gift of all, whether you are the receiver or the giver. So those are the energies who came to be present with us as we hold this time together today. And what is this time? Me, I love the energy of the winds, and I love riding the winds and being in the winds. And so when Renee put out this call, I was like, what am I doing? And then you get quiet and you listen. And they gave me this whole thing about being in the winds and riding the winds into 2024. So for me, I know we have New Year's in our Gregorian calendar, but for me, the solstice, as we sling around the sun, is the beginning of the next cycle. This is the time of renewal. And this is the time when we say goodbye to the winds of 2023 and we look ahead to the winds of 2024 and how are they blowing and how are we navigating them this year. So one of the things I'm going to divert from a little bit first before I talk about how we navigate these is the darkness. Because in solstice, and we have lit our fires and lit our candles, and we are celebrating the return to light, the beginning of the lengthening of the days, which is so imperceptible and so slight and tiny that we can barely appreciate it day by day. But if you come back a week from now, you'll see the difference. But this beautiful little return to light reminds us that we're in the darkness. And a lot of times we want to talk about light. We want to talk about being the light, bringing in the light, the wisdom of light. And the light is this wonderful thing. But darkness deserves its space and place. One cannot perceive the light without darkness. And to sit in the dark and to be still in the dark, in the place of not knowing, in the place of nothing being familiar, can be a very liberating experience. We have a fear of the dark. It's been ingrained in us. But remember also the yin and the yang, and the femininity and the darkness. We all began in the darkness of the womb, and then we come into the light. And so in this time of darkness, I invite you to embrace the darkness, to sit quietly and still long enough for shapes to become apparent and for your perceptions to shift. Because one of the gifts of shamanism is to be able to see in the dark. And we can do that. And the winds will help us. So enjoy the dark and light a light. And then navigating these winds. One of the most beautiful things that I enjoyed during our apprenticeship program with Renee was a journey she took us on to tether in the winds. And I want to talk about that for a minute because it's a huge skill. It's a gift. And we tethered in this journey. And tethering is connecting to two directions. So when you are, especially sometimes at sea, maybe you're anchored at sea and there's a big storm coming, quite often you might throw out a second anchor to tether yourself. So you have 2 points of reference to give you stability. And we talk a lot about grounding, but sometimes the winds blow so hard, your feet leave the ground. Mine do. How do we ride the storms? How do we ride the winds? We tether. And this is something you can do probably on your own. Maybe Renee has some more light around this for us that she'll share with us again in the future. But in the journey, we cast out lines into 2 directions. And I found my 2 directions that I tether in. And then I'll go back and check in the new year and say, are these still my tethering directions? So that when things come into turmoil, I have those directions that I can draw on to help me ride in the storm. And I'm going to invite you to play with this concept of tethering through life's storms, because we don't know what's coming in 2024. And one of the things I think, because just watching what's been going on with the winds since we started the solstice, there's a lot of unexpected twists and turns. They're good and they're blessings, but we need to be able to respond. And tethering allows you to respond because you can twist and turn, but you don't come unglued. And the other thing I wanted to share on that, it's kind of similar to, what is it, in the Odyssey? Remember, Ulysses was going to go past this place of the sirens where men went mad and threw themselves into the sea and destroyed their boats. And he had the men put beeswax into their ears, and he had them tie him to the mast so that he would not jump into the sea and bring destruction on his whole crew. And I think, in a way, that's what tethering does. Not that we're tied to a mast, but that we're tethered so that we don't go in such extreme directions that we cause destruction. So, what are we doing here today? This is a ceremony, and we're bringing the waters. First of all, we're starting with a bowl of water, which I will pour in just a moment. And then to the waters, we are going to bring the salt of our tears that we have shed in 2023. All of the sad places, all of the griefs, all of the losses, all of the fears, and all of the tears. And then we will bring either sugar or honey. And I don't know if any of you brought together some of these items for yourself. Please do so and join me in this if you did. Here's the sweetness. This is the sweetness, the joys, the triumphs, the discoveries, the gifts, the beauty, all of that beautiful blessings that we received in 2023. And then an element I did not ask you to bring is a little wine. It's wine of the heart. And so when we get to that place, I'm simply going to ask you to breathe down into the wine of your own heart and breathe it out into the water. And then finally, we have seeds. And this made me laugh because Renee started us off by talking about seeds. And here I was told to bring seeds. And the seeds will be scattered around the greens. And the greens are here to be evergreen for us, which is the eternalness, the evergreenness, the dependability of spiritual truth and existence. And the flowers, little baby's breath, are white for purity, and they also represent the incredible fragility of life. They will come and they will go, and they do not last forever like the evergreens. They die, but they give us their fragrance and their beauty before they do. And may we be like the evergreens and the flowers, able to move between the eternal and the perishable and give all that we can give in the moments that we're called to live over the next year. So that's what we'll be doing. And when the ceremony is complete here, I invite you then to take your bowl of water outside and to pour the water on the ground and to spread the greens with the seeds and just toss them along the ground and give all of this to the earth as an offering for 2024 and a blessing for 2023. Now, the other thing I asked you to bring is a stone, and I'll show you how we're going to use that as we get towards the end of this. So I'm going to begin by pouring the water into my bowl. And I love the use of water. It's a wonderful elemental piece. It's cleansing. It has the ability to take any form or shape. It brings things to us and it carries them away. And it's a beautiful way. And it also melts right into the earth. And so, beautiful medium for today. And I'm going to take a moment here to just call in the winds of 2023, and ask them to be present with us as we bring them our offerings in this ceremony. So take a moment with me, close your eyes. If you have your wind whistle, please blow in the winds. And these are all in this, a windy space here that we're holding. And it's good that there are all of us here at the fire to hold this space, because these are all the winds of 2023, the winds of disaster, the winds of triumph, the winds of fear, the winds of hope, the winds of new birth, the winds of death, the winds of completion and beginnings, all of the winds that have accompanied us in this year. We want to welcome them with great reverence right here, right now. We welcome you, winds of 2023. Thank you for being with us in these circles and holy sacred spaces that we have made for you to come and be with us in. Thank you. And we bring 2023 to this altar now. We ask that you help us open our hearts and minds to plant the seeds of possibility in 2024. May they be carried on the gentle, powerful, loving breath of Mother Earth and Father Sky. Put your seeds of hope into our hearts and let our laughter and tears fuel their growth in the coming new year. Welcome, 2023. So we come to this altar now ready to release and let go of the old as we turn to face the new. And as we ride upon the winds of time, travel the realms of the new and the divine, bring us courage, strength, and joy to weather the stormy seas, fly the glorious skies until the abundance of the earth in the coming days, and birth the new in its many ways. Let forms take shape in the solstice fires. Impart our hearts with wisdom's flames, and keep our eyes fixed clear with sight as we stare into the coming days and nights. Give us a moment to just welcome these winds. Oh, great winds of time. Accept the offerings of 2023. We pray. And into the bowl, we bring the salt of our tears. Thank you, winds, for every one of them that was shed this year. I release them all to you now with gratitude for the lessons they brought. And now we offer you the sugar, the sweetness. Look, it's sticking to the jar. It's sticky sometimes, this sweetness. All the joys, all the celebrations, new lives, new wisdoms and understandings, new undertakings, these joys of living on this beautiful planet. We thank you. Thank you for the blessings of 2023. The winds of 2023 have traveled with us through the ups and downs and ins and outs of the cycles of nature and the cycles of our lives of the year. The struggles and triumphs, joys and sorrows, fears and hopes of the year are the offerings we bring to bid the old farewell as we plant the seeds of tomorrow in the fires of the phoenix, while the sun and the earth renew their cycle of rebirth in this winter solstice. And so we thank the winds of 2023 for their gifts of joy and sorrow, for their presence in our lives, and for carrying us to this place. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And now we offer into the bowl the wine of our hearts. So if you don't have wine with you, because I didn't tell you to bring it, I want you to take a deep breath in. Picture your heart and breathe deeply into your heart and find the wine that's there. See the beauty. Feel the beating of your heart, the pulsing of your blood. Life blood is moving through there. Reach into that with your breath. And blow it gently into the bowl. Pour your heart into past, the present, and the future. And now we call to the winds of 2024. Let's first express our gratitude and release 2023. Aho. Thank you, beautiful winds. Thank you for the calm and the storms. Thank you for the peacefulness that we can find as we travel with you. We thank you for being with us. And we release you to welcome the winds of 2024. And now we call to these winds of 2024 to surround us with love and turn our faces to the east and the rising suns of the new year to come. We welcome the new cycles of life you bring, and we honor your presence in the water and the fire. We thank you for being here to guide us in the new year. Welcome, winds of 2024. And now we sow the seeds of hope, of new life, of possibility, of all of those beautiful things that are hidden in the wind, carried by the wind, we don't even know and can't even possibly conceive of in the year to come ahead. And as we sow these seeds of hope, we peer into the unformed shapes, dancing in the solstice fires and swirling in the waters. The birthplace of the new year foments. Take a few minutes and just look into your water, gaze into your fire, and ask for a symbol, a sign, a shape, a word, or a form of the newly birthing cycle. As I give you a little drum and rattle to help you along. What rises from the ashes, what rises on the smoke, what swirls up from the water. What do you see? What do you feel? What do you know? Breath. See? Thank you. Now it's time for the stone, the rock. What did you see? What word came? What is here for you in 2024? Draw it onto your rock. Let it shine with beauty. Let it be your symbol and your heart for the year. When you're ready, put it back down with you and place it on your altar for 2024. Put it outside in your garden. Ask wherever it seems right. This rock is the witness and the holder of the releasing and the welcoming that we have done here together today. It holds our intentions, our hopes, the ungerminated seeds of new life, and the deep, at rest experiences of the past that are integrated into our souls, into our hearts, and into our spirits for riding the winds in 2024. And all that remains to do now is to thank these beautiful winds, to release them, and to learn how to travel with them in this new year. And thank you for being with me in this beautiful ceremony. We are complete. Thank you, Renee, for this wonderful opportunity to be in the midst of this amazing community. Aho.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm going to
You're
leave
so-
it with you.